Hello and welcome everyone. I'm Deepali Khetrapal. I'm a teacher, mentor, and an NLP master practitioner. I'm here to discuss with you certain core values which may seem small but play an important role in achieving success in life. Do hit the subscribe button so that you don't miss upcoming episodes. We will be discussing the meaning of these values through various examples and stories and how we can imbibe these values and make them a part of our life. One hot afternoon on a beach, people noticed a young girl drowning. They quickly rescued her. The little girl was unconscious. An old man from a nearby cottage hurriedly reached for the girl laid down on the seashore. As the old man was about to hold the girl, a furious guy warned the people surrounding the girl to step aside, including the old man. "I was trained to do CPR. Stay out of this. Let me do it," the guy exclaimed. The old man stood up and stepped behind the guy and watched quietly while the latter was performing CPR for the girl. After almost a minute, the little girl regained consciousness. The people around them felt relieved and began applauding the guy. The old man, who looked very happy, gratefully congratulated the guy as well. After 2 hours, however, the guy who saved the girl suddenly felt too much fatigue, experienced difficulty in breathing, and became unconscious. A few minutes later, he woke up in an ambulance, rushing him to the nearest hospital. Besides him was the old man he saw earlier at the beach, now checking his pulse rate. The old man did the CPR on him while he was unconscious. This time, he learned that the old man was a doctor. "Why didn't you tell me you were a doctor?" he asked. The doctor just smiled and answered, "It doesn't matter to me whether you call me a doctor or not. A precious life is in danger. I became a doctor not for fame but to save lives. We had the same goal, and that was to save the girl. Nothing can surpass the feeling that you have just saved another life. There's a lot of things to be protected other than our ego." The teary-eyed man humbly said, "Well, you have just saved 2 more lives today." What is humility? Humility is the ability to view yourself accurately as an individual with talents as well as flaws while being void of arrogance and low self-esteem. Humility is not always acknowledged as a relevant trait to possess, but it is in fact a remarkable character strength. Humility isn't always seen as strength but sometimes thought of as a weakness. Some believe that humility is having low opinion of yourself, low self-esteem, and lack of self-confidence. It is in fact the opposite. Humility is having the self-esteem to understand that even though you are doing well, you do not have to brag or gloat about it. Let's discuss a few benefits of being humble. It's important to stay humble because having humility not only helps you develop a more kind approach to interacting with others, but it also influences how you perceive yourself and the world around you. It strengthens connection with others. Humility helps you extend more compassion and empathy to others. Those who practice humility are more likely to consider others' beliefs and opinions. This is most likely because humility offers the opportunity to become less self-involved and more attuned with the feelings of others. If you're able to be happy for others and their accomplishments and not be consumed by jealousy or self-pity, this can help you develop more positive relationships. It broadens perspective of self. Humility also helps in the development of self-growth and self-awareness because it allows you to rationally acknowledge ways in which you can improve yourself. Humility can produce more happiness, positive emotions, and well-being because you have a clearer understanding of the self. You are able to be comfortable with who you are and who you are not. It broadens perspective of the world. Humility can help develop a more profound and evolved outlook of the world and what is going on in it. Humility allows you to consciously be aware that you bring worth to this world and that there are many others in the world who also have a purpose. It strengthens connection between spirituality, religion, and well-being. Humility is a religious virtue. There is a correlation between humility, positive well-being, religion, and spirituality. Let's look at a few ways in which you can learn to be humble. Don't mix up pride with prideful. Most would consider humility the antonym of pride and may associate pride as being a bad trait to possess. Pride is not a negative thing. It it is actually quite important. Pride comes from being proud, and there is nothing wrong with being proud of yourself or where you come from. Taking pride in yourself, your culture, your achievements, etc. are great qualities. It's important to embrace who you are, what you've accomplished, and the journey it took to get there. However, if pride becomes extreme, that is when humility is absent and a person may exhibit selfish behaviors. Do some soul searching. Usually, those who are prideful display a cockiness that often stems from unidentified insecurities. Overly high self-esteem is not actually confidence, but in fact repressed negative emotions towards oneself. Understand yourself better. Insecurities that people don't often acknowledge could be the source of egoistic or self-righteous behavior to protect oneself from criticism from others or rejection. It's important to evaluate if overly high self-esteem may originate from your own insecurities or past experiences. Give out compliments when you can. Acknowledging the achievements and accomplishments of others can help you move the focus off of yourself a bit. Compliment people for jobs well done. Focusing on the feelings of others sometimes helps you get out of yourself more. We all need to hear from others every now and then that we are on the right track. So, be the person that assures someone they're doing okay. Don't be a pushover. Don't confuse humility with compliancy. Holding people to high regard and consideration does not mean you allow them to walk all over you. You should always stand up for yourself and what you believe and do your best no matter what. The point of humility is that you do not have to make someone feel worthless while doing so. Allowing others to take advantage of you can take a toll on your well-being. This also impacts an individual's confidence and can cause resentment. So be sure to consider yourself while considering others. Humility is underrated. Many people do not realize how essential it is to be humble. This may be because they do not fully understand the concept or have yet to learn what it means to be humble. Humility in society. In our society, individuals embed a survival of the fittest mindset, in which the stronger and better reach the top. So people are forced to develop a lookout for your own viewpoint. People are exposed to consistent competition as children, where they are competing for attention in academia, athletics, and the home. Later, in adulthood, this competitive nature rears its head in career settings. In order to understand the need for humility, not just in how we engage with each other, but in how we view the world, humility is a necessary characteristic quality which needs to be developed. Even if you're the best at something at this time, be modest because you just may not be best next time around. And that's okay. Accept failure graciously whenever it occurs and humbly support others by giving someone else their flowers and a standing ovation when it's due. Sometimes you won't be the one on the stage receiving the flowers, and it can feel just as satisfying in the audience, sitting down and being humble. So what do we learn from the story? Being humble means we need to trust other people's capabilities. Sometimes we tend to play the know-it-all role in a group. Although we might be well acquainted with a certain issue, we need to exercise self-restraint. Don't think as if you are the only one who has a unique idea or the solution to a problem, because most of the time we are not. While we need to believe in ourselves and be confident, nothing can justify the idea that we are superior to others. We are living in a me-first world. Nowadays, many people want instant gratification and to be on top. We can make a difference if we stay humble. If you are gentle, meek and humble, people will love you. People will believe in you without forcing them to do so. Always remember that a good leader is also a good follower. This is your friend Deepali signing off. Stay tuned, keep smiling, God bless.